Hello, JCI USA. We're so happy to have you join us here for episode 7 of Leadership Live. We've got a great program for you tonight. I have Chapter Development Director Emily Nock. She's going to be joining us here in a little bit. And then she's also bringing part of her committee here, Steve Fappas from Michigan. He is in charge of chapters that are in their second and third year. Hey, Amy. So glad that you can join us tonight. You were fast. I think you're the first one on here. Well, we got 3 now. Oh, they're starting to slowly come on. So just a few quick updates while we're waiting for people to get in. The deadline for registering for the cruise in order to get your hey Ross, in order to get your cruise rate at the JC rate, and in order to make sure that you are seated with us at the dinner, the absolute deadline is February 17th. After the 17th, you can still register as long as they have room on the cruise. You're just not guaranteed that you'll be sitting with us at all of the dinners. The other quick update we have is that they extended the submission deadline for awards for 2019 year end. So if you still are trying to finish up last minute award preparations, you've got a few more days, but they're still due February 21st by 11 p.m. Eastern time. After that, they will not accept any more. Hey, Krista, how are you? All right, so how about let's bring in Emily Nock, our Chapter Development Director. Hi, Monica. Emily. Oh, hold on, let me unmute you. I forgot you were on mute.
Hi, Miranda. Hi, JCI USA. I'm very excited to be on Leadership Live tonight.
So happy you could join us. I'm so excited to hear about this new committee because this Chapter Development Director was not a new position. Well, it was in 2018, but this year you've kind of, to steal past President Noel's term, but you redefined it in a sense. And so we're excited to hear.
Yeah, so they created this Chapter Development Director position in 2018. Neil Fitzgerald was our first one ever. And he did a fabulous job at starting new chapters. But what we kind of found is that while we were doing all this to help these chapters get started, in that first 3-year period, which is really a crucial period for our new chapters, we didn't have a lot of support set up for the national organization. So hence this year, we now have a full committee that's going to kind of help out with those chapters that are struggling. We're going to kind of help more at the overall chapter level, where we have Membership Director Ross, who deals with a lot of the individual member experiences. We're kind of more about the overall health of the chapter, especially focusing on the chapters in their first 3 years, the extensions, the rebuilds, and the relaunches.
Nice. So that is exciting. We have several. Do you want to introduce some of your team?
Yeah, I think we have a fun graphic to show the team. So yeah, on our new committee, we have, of course, myself as a Chapter Development Director overseeing everything. And also working along as a co-chair of the committee is Neil Fitzgerald, who is our Extensions and Metro Director. So he'll deal still with getting all of these chapters started, kind of with an emphasis on the chapters in the metropolitan area. Then for our chapters in their first year of chartering, we have Eric Hyatt from Illinois. He's one of our leadership fellows, and he also has experience with starting a new chapter in Illinois. So he's a great person to help in that first year to be kind of a go-to for those new chapters. Then, of course, for the second and third year administrator, we have Steve Fappas, the IPP of JCI Michigan. He's got a lot of energy. He's done membership for a while. He knows how to work with these chapters. I think he's going to be really good, especially when those new chapters kind of in the second and third year get towards burnout. I think he's really going to be wonderful at kind of reinvigorating them. And then we have our rebuild specialist, who is Ms. Kaylee Terry from Tennessee. She's currently their membership vice president. She had phenomenal growth as a chapter president. If you met Kaylee, she's got just a wonderful attitude. She's a ball of sunshine. And I think she's going to be really good at getting these rebuilds going. And that's our team positions. We also have some ancillary positions certain, like we have someone from our communications team, which is your team, so that we can help these chapters with their social media or getting graphics out in the beginning. And we also have our MVP of chapter relations, it's Margot Dirksen.
Awesome. Sounds like you've got a good team going on here. So
yeah, I'm really excited about it.
And we've got some exciting changes in membership coming up. So it's my phone was going on. Am I echoing? Can you hear me echoing?
No, sounds good.
Okay. Let's see. Who else do we have here? We have Kevin. Monica said she did get the date that I typed in. Okay, so that works. Looks like we also have President James here from California. See, he's watching. We've got Jenny. She's watching. She's what, Wyoming, I think? Yeah.
I know James has been working on a lot in California with extensions and working closely with Neil Fitzgerald, our extensions director.
Maybe we should bring him on real quick and talk to him.
Yeah, he might have some updates for us.
Let's see. Let's see how things are going in California. Hi.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
How are you, President James?
I'm doing great. Feeling great. I got some great, exciting news for everybody.
Oh, we love exciting news.
Yes. So, first off, I'm honored to be on this video to announce this. As the 93rd State President of California, I like to welcome to the JCI family. JCI San Francisco has officially charted, and it's a brand new chapter.
Yay! So JCI San Francisco, that is great job.
And if you're watching this video and you have friends and family that could benefit from becoming a JCI member, the JCs, I will put the link to their Facebook page in the chat, in the comment section.
So Emily, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's our very first extension of the year.
That is our first extension of the year, which is phenomenal. I'm so excited. And it also marks our 400th chapter in JCI USA. So that's a pretty big accomplishment for JCI California.
400. Ooh, I gotta share that information with everybody. That's huge.
Yes.
So they've already got President Alex, who I hear is working very hard to get everything off the ground, and we're super excited.
And if it wasn't for Alex spearheaded this, it wouldn't have happened without him.
Awesome. Great to hear someone passionate like that.
And James, just while we have you here, can you comment a little bit, since you are the first president to charter a chapter this year, and I know sometimes that's a scary experience for our state presidents. Can you just kind of comment on what the experience was like for you?
My experience is, don't tell them you have to do it by this date, even though if you want that goal date, because it just can put more pressure on them. We started this in 2019, and we let them go and grow, and we teach them, kind of let them fill it out, get the members, and when they were ready to charter, they submitted their charter application. And by them not feeling the pressure, they were able to get the charter done. They feel more energetic, more enthusiastic, because you don't have someone breathing down their neck, per se, on get this charter, get this charter, get this charter. I went about more of a relaxed way, and look what happened. They chartered.
That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations, James. I'm so excited for you. And I know you're going to post that link that they can go and find out more information. Is there anything else you want to say about San Francisco or the new chapter?
San Francisco is going to be one of the, I think, the greatest chapters for the year, as they're going to grow throughout California. And the connections it could have throughout the world already is going to be huge and great impact to all the JCs throughout the United States and the world, I think.
Awesome. I can't wait to see what they do. I know I'm excited. How about you, Miranda?
Extremely excited. We've been following California for a while now, so super excited. And I'm so glad that you were on here to be able to announce it. And I hope all the other state presidents, as they do extensions, will take the same leap of faith as you and jump on here.
And if anybody wants to personally contact me about chapter extensions on how I feel about it more so, instead of the national team, like the insider state presidents or anyone, they can reach out to me too.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
That's so awesome. And we'll be able to get them in touch with our new first-year administrator, Eric, which will be really great. So we'll start the process going. This is a new year and something new that we're doing. So it's really exciting to see it all unfolding and see where we're going to go with it.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing it too. All right, so we ready to bring in admin 2 and 3, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. There you are.
I feel live. Am I live?
You're live and unmuted.
Right, fantastic. What's up, everybody? Good to see you.
Good to see you. So I heard you had a great conference.
Michigan's year-end conference was probably one of the most amazing events I've been to. And that's probably a little biased because I was the state president outgoing for that conference. But man, I really felt the love in the room, and we really built up leaders in 2019. So it was great to recognize them. So you guys might see some pictures coming out on Facebook. Feel free to like them. And man, just what a great experience being state president. But I'm excited to be on the team with CDD Emily this year. So.
And I have no doubt y'all are going to do amazing things. So do y'all have any planned?
So plans for this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I think we alluded to earlier on in the video, I'm the second and third year admin director on the team. So I'm looking to take care of chapters that are in their second and third year of being chartered, and really the team moves on or people move up in leadership positions, and sometimes that support's not there for the second and third year. So I'm happy to be in that position, but also glad to see that Nationals recognized and Emily recognized that that's an important thing that we need to be able to help with. So I'm really excited for that. Plans really are to reach out to state presidents. Emily and I have talked a little bit about some of the chapters that are in this position, but really make sure we have a comprehensive list of our second and third year chapters. Reach out to those state presidents, make sure it's okay that we communicate with those chapters, kind of find out what some of their strengths might be. And I really want to be there to be a resource for them and provide tools, make sure they have support, make sure questions are answered, and to give them some advice too, because I think when you're a brand new organization or new to the table, you might not really know how everything works, but you also may not know what to ask or feel comfortable asking. So I want to create that relationship where, hey, if I have a question, I go call Steve-O, or I'll send him a Facebook or an email, and I want them to know that I care about them and I'll happily respond very quickly. And if I don't have the answers, I know where to go. We have a great team in place this year to make sure the chapters are supported. So really, that's kind of my take on it. And I'm open to feedback. This is the first time we're doing this, correct, Emily?
Yep, first time.
So, we're going to probably hit some waves, but I think it's going to be an amazing experience at the end. And we'll just help our chapters. Really, that's the most important thing. And I do have some advice that I could share now. I see we got some people watching, and I think, and this goes for chapters at any point in their leadership story. But one thing I noticed, our chapter was struggling, less than 20 members, near around the time that I joined or right before I joined. And one thing that my local chapter did in Wyandotte, that people could kind of maybe take a little bit of a lesson from, is when each president and vice president was done serving their position, they made it all the way to that level. Instead of leaving or moving on to do other things, they made it important to stick around. Even if they weren't chairing projects or serving on the board, they stayed in the chapter as a resource to the chapter. And anytime we hit a bump or things got rough or people left or people had to move, there was always some leadership left at the back of the room that was there to support the chapter. And a new chapter doesn't necessarily have that, but by the time you're in your second and your third year, maybe you had a rough go, but it's so important to keep those leaders there and for them to stay. And I think that's just something that can make a chapter be so successful, and sometimes is the difference between whether or not a chapter makes it or doesn't make it. So just a piece of advice off the bat: stick around, be a support, be a mentor to your people.
And it's so important. We have so many resources in JCI USA. I mean, our library is filled with them, but for our newer chapters, it can be a bit overwhelming. So that's why it's good
Sure.
to have someone that can help guide you through it. And I do want to say, just make it clear that we're not here to take over the chapters. It's not nationals coming in and doing it. Everything's going to be communicated with the state presidents. We want buy-in from the state. So we're not here to interfere. We're just here to help.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yep, we're not here to take over. We're here to be a support, and the best support that we can be is what we want to be. And some chapters or some states may have a different idea what that is. We'll roll with that. We're open.
And I know both Miranda and I have been to the Michigan conventions before, the conferences. I'm sorry, don't call it convention, call it a conference. I know
It's all good.
But it's always filled with so much excitement, and I know you were a huge part of that. Both this past year as president and even before as membership director. So I think you're going to be great in this role and bring a lot of that excitement to our team.
Thanks, Emily. I'm happy to serve this organization. I've been a member for 15 years, and this organization holds my heart. And membership is at the core of my being. It's what I got kind of inspired to do. I've served as local membership VP twice, president twice, state membership vice president. So anything I can do that furthers our membership or helps, I'm excited to keep going. I'm so glad that you and Justin reached out to me to say, hey, be on the team. We would love to have you. And you guys have my full support. Anything I can offer any of our chapters or members, I'm absolutely in our corner.
Well, you have been an absolute inspiration to me in my leadership career, and you have been a huge cheerleader when I needed help with membership. So I have no doubt that you'll do amazing things for these chapters and helping them with tools and tips and just being their cheerleader.
Well, thanks, Miranda.
Even if I did steal your moose.
Hey, you know what? You stole the moose, and that was probably some of the most fun that we've had, but also that certainly that moose has ever had. I saw some photos, and you know what? You've been a support to us too. When you did the hot sauce challenge, you paid for that. That sucked, but you know that shows that you were there for us too. And who knows? Maybe somebody will challenge me, or I'll challenge somebody else, and I'll be the guy in the hot seat. So happy to be there for that. Now, do you guys have any specific questions or things that maybe you would like me to share with folks watching at home?
Actually, yes. In honor of the 100th anniversary, last week, Ross and I, when he was on, we kind of decided it's our goal between the two of us is to get 100 why IJCs or your JC story. So I would love to hear your why UJC.
You got it. So, wow. And that's such a powerful question. And it's a hard one to answer when you've been a JC for a long time. I'd like to say when I started, why I JC'd was so that I could learn leadership development skills and learn about project planning. But really, the human connection and the friends that I've made in the organization, that personal connection is why I stayed, and why I continue to do it is building leaders. When you watch a new JC come to the table with so much excitement, and then watch their career for a couple of years as they start chairing projects and attending events. If your state holds a leadership conference or convention, when they first come to a convention or visit another chapter, watching that like spark of leadership bloom inside a new JC is definitely why I keep going and why I JC.
That's a great story. I love hearing all of them, but yeah, so it's our goal to get 100 of them before we end with podcasts and the Leadership Live.
That's
so
awesome.
Thank you for being put on the spot and answering it so quickly, because it is a tough question. There's so many reasons here that we joined, but there's so many more why we stayed.
And usually the reason we join is not the same as the reason we stay.
Right.
No. So, not at all. Well, Steve, I thank you for being on our show tonight, and Emily and I will chat a little bit more, and you're more than welcome to hang out with us if you want.
Sure will. And I'll just, in closing, if anybody has questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm sure my information will be shared, but in case it's not, you can reach out to me at my phone number, 734-306-5885. Call or text anytime. And my personal email is fappas2, Fappas, the number 2 at gmail.com. Send me an email anytime. Find me on Facebook. I'm always here. So thank you guys so much for having me on. I will stick around for the show.
Awesome. You can also add your 2 cents in anytime you want.
What'd you say?
You can also add your 2 cents in. So you don't have
Consider
to
it done.
And just sit there.
Yeah, this is the longest conversation I've ever had with Steve, though, without a wolf owl in there anywhere.
Oh!
So, Emily,
Good. We're keeping the wolf pack alive. I'm happy with that.
how do the chapters get involved in this? What do they need to do?
With the new committee, well, we're going to be reaching out to them. I know Neil and I have already been setting up some calls with the state presidents and with the national vice presidents to kind of see what chapters they need help with. We have a list of the chapters that have been chartered in the last few years, so we're going to be reaching out to them directly. On the rebuilds, it's more if there's a chapter that is kind of in that 10 to 20 member range, and they really want to work on revamping the chapter and doing something different. That's the time for them to kind of reach out to us. Reach out to your state team first, I say, is always the best thing to do because you really need that state buy-in. But if you don't happen to have a state president or you're unsure, you can always reach out to me directly or your national vice president.
Great. And like you said, the whole team, whether it be part of the CDD or the national team, we're all here to help them however we need to.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I think that our team works really well together. We communicate with everybody, and it's really whoever you're most comfortable with reaching out to is what I kind of say. If someone wants to talk to you, Miranda, then they're more than happy to reach out to you, and we'll work together to make sure that we're getting the support and the assistance the state needs.
Right. Because pretty much everyone on the team has really great experience with membership, even like the NVPs, and I know Ross has done great things with membership as well. Heather, Trisha, oh my goodness, Trisha, the things that she's done. So, the whole entire team, whoever you feel more comfortable reaching out to, for sure, if that's the first step.
Yeah, and I think Trisha, she had triple-digit growth when she was state president of Illinois.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I was happy just to grow the state by a few members. So
right.
We've got some phenomenal experiences on the team this year.
Let's see. Monica says, what about the bigger chapters that have a small active member base? What would your top tips for them be?
So what was that? Can you repeat that?
Monica says, what about bigger chapters that have small active member base? What would your top tips for them to be?
Well, a lot of it, in a lot of those chapters, you have to figure out why the members aren't active. Is it a situation where it's a lot of paper members? Because a lot of times I know we've all gotten in that situation where we're looking at the numbers and we want to see the numbers grow, and we're maybe not getting the quality members that we need in the organization. You're always going to be better off going for quality over quantity. So if at the end of the day, they're just there for no reason, you might be better off just letting some of those members go. I always recommend, though, if you're a chapter president and you're not reaching out to those members at all, that's where you really need to start. So starting the year out, it's a good time to go through your roster. If you see a name on there, it's somebody that you haven't heard from in a while, call that person up. And don't call them up asking them to do any kind of JC-related activity. Really just say, hey, you want to grab a coffee and chat sometime? Something, or just call them and say, hey, I just wanted to see how you're doing today. What's going on? Just kind of see where they are. Because, it could be something maybe they don't know. Maybe it's just busy. But until you have that conversation with the individual, you're never going to get them activated and get them back to the chapter.
Is this one of those times where I get to put in my 2 cents?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So following up on what Emily said, absolutely the personal relationship with people is probably the most important thing. If you know somebody on a personal level, they're very much more likely to attend an event. And it's great that you've realized that people aren't doing that. And to tag on to that, doing some type of chapter survey or even a state survey if you feel like your state activation is down, and finding out what your members really want to do. It's possible that you're holding a lot of great events, but it doesn't align with their principles and values and things that they want to be involved with. So not only reaching out to find out who they are and getting to know them, but also finding out are the things that we're doing what they want us to do. And the great thing about that is if you get some answers, now you've also got people that may be willing to help see those things come to light, and it may be a really great way to get them active. Now, I'm not saying to immediately say, hey, would you chair this event now that you've gave me the idea? But put that tool in your toolbox, or remember what they said, take it to heart, so that later on you can say, hey, well, you know what? We decided to run a project that's similar to your interests. I wanted to make sure you knew about it, and maybe you have some input where you could help us out. So just as a couple tips, and getting members active is the key to keeping them. And if they're not active, there's a really good chance that you'll also lose them. So yeah, priority number one.
Yeah, there's a chapter in Hawaii that they do a really great thing with all their new members before they become a member. They actually sit down and have an interview process with those members. And it kind of does twofold things, because number one, it makes the organization seem a little bit more exclusive. So they feel like, they're getting into something a little bit more special. And it also makes it so they can make sure that what that individual is looking for is what the chapter is going to offer. So you can make sure you're matching up the needs of the individual member with the needs of the chapter. And I see someone also commented on the personal touches there. It's a great thing. I found a lot of times sending a handwritten note. It's kind of funny, we've come full circle on it. It's where now when you get something that's not junk mail in the mail, you get really excited about it and you get bombarded with emails all the time. So sometimes sending those cards out or picking up the phone, which again, something we don't do that often, can make a huge difference with your chapter and your members.
Great tips. So, let's see. I guess that was all of our questions. And then, yeah, definitely the personalization really helps a lot. I wouldn't have stayed had I not had that personal. What kind of polling tools would you recommend? It seems like surveys aren't returned very often.
The surveys can be a tricky one. Again, if you're able to get that personal interaction in there, that's sometimes the best way to do it. We have SurveyMonkey and tools like that you can use, and you'll get some people with it. But for those members that aren't showing up, I think you're better off just reaching out to them, picking up the phone.
I'm in agreement with that as well. The personal reach out first to make sure that you've connected with them in some way. And the survey doesn't have to be a bunch of questions. It really can be like, hey, I'm just really wondering what you might be interested in, or one question or something that they can answer and provide feedback with. I've had some decent luck with like Facebook polling. They've changed some of the rules on where you can do that. Can it be on your private page? Can it be on your group page? So you kind of have to see what will allow you to ask the right questions. We did have some good luck with SurveyMonkey, and it also records all the responses. So if you do get a good audience that will follow a link and actually fill out a survey, that's been helpful too, because then you can just say it logs all the responses. So it's not like you're trying to collect them all yourself. You just go to one place, all those answers are right there, and you can dig in. The contact information's there. And if it's your first time doing one, you'll learn kind of like, it'll tell you if people dropped off halfway through the survey or only answered a couple questions and left. And you'll see how long they're focused for, and you can tailor your next survey to better fit, that time slot that people actually answer questions for. So, you want to put your most important questions first. Multiple choice tends to get responded to a lot more than an open-ended question or a big fill in the blank. So, try to keep it simple, but while collecting information that helps you do something, make sure each one has a purpose. So good questions.
Very good. I love how it's interactive this time. So now, Emily, we have to put you on the spot and hear your YUJC story.
Do you want the why I started the JCs or why I continue the JC? Mine are two different.
Well, let's start with why you started, and then we'll go with why you stayed.
Well, I'll be very honest with why I joined the JCs. And I've said this before, but quite frankly, I joined to meet men. I was newly divorced at the time. I was in my early 30s, and it's hard to meet people at that age. It's not like it was when you were younger. So somebody asked me to actually help them out with the Christmas parade, and came to a meeting and thought, hey, it's maybe my way to find love again. And I didn't find love, but I did fall in love with the organization. And it's just, I've gotten so many experiences out of it. The people is probably my number one reason for staying. Still go back to 2014 when I first found out when I was chapter president that there was a national organization. I didn't even know there was one at the time. And I was invited out to what was called Local President Summit at the time, which has kind of evolved into our Leadership Academy now. And that's when I met Miranda, Neil from California, and Katie from West Virginia. And we quickly became the best of friends. We called ourselves West California for the states that we were all from. And we became so much more than friends, though, because not only did we talk every day, but we really supported each other through our year as chapter president. And I mean, it's 2020 now, and we're still friends. We're on the national team together, which was always something we kind of dreamed about doing. So it's just been, those friendships are really irreplaceable. But I've also gotten a lot out of it with skills for my job, stepping outside of my comfort zone. I actually ran for public office 2 years ago, which is something I never would have done without this organization. And I actually won the backing of one of the local newspapers, and one of the reasons cited was because of this organization and my involvement with it and the leadership skills that it presents.
It's amazing. Yeah, the ending part of your story is almost the same as mine. I told mine last week, so I'm not going to tell it again. But yeah, I mean, you guys are the reason that I stay. I love having friends in every state, and somebody I can just get bored on a Monday and be like, I'm bored this weekend with no plans. What are y'all doing? And fly up to Michigan and still a moose, or drive to Illinois just for the weekend. I love this. So there's just no better friendship than you'll ever find than the JCs.
And you have to go back to Michigan because of that news.
I know. You have to go back with me. That was part of the plan.
I'm excited for that.
So, yeah, thank you.
Anybody's welcome to come too. We have plenty of room in Boyne.
It's going to be super exciting and not snowing. That's why I didn't this one.
No snow. Well, most likely not. It's supposed to be spring, but we didn't really get winter, so
I didn't come to this year end because I was like, no snow, and then I wound up going to Illinois year end, and there was snow. I did make it.
Did you make it?
I don't think
it was a great time. Illinois.
I wish I could have been there. I really wanted to go see President Jared in Illinois year end, but ours was the same time, so we just kind of wished each other the best.
Yeah. We'll be back in May, Tara. So she and I are going to be roomies again in May. And this time I don't guess we can steal a moose, but might be something else we can steal. Who knows?
I'm not going to stop you. I'm not the president anymore. So.
And that's one thing too, when you're having your chapter meetings or your state meetings, is don't forget about the fun aspect. I know we have to have our meetings, we have to conduct the business, but sometimes we get so caught up in that we just forget to have fun with it. And if people aren't having fun, they're not going to stick around.
No. And the fun is what draws people, and then people draw people. So for sure, definitely keep the fun in it. And I mean, there's a time and a place for fun, and there's a time and a place for professionalism, but by far, keep the fun in there. Even if it is running around in fancy evening gowns, stealing a big, giant, 5-foot-tall moose. Hey, we raised a lot of money for a very good cause that night because we stole that moose. So it was still worth it.
It's totally worth it.
I don't know if Jay Johnson's forgiven us yet, though.
No, yeah.
He may not, but that's okay. The kindness rally really benefited from that moose.
Yeah, I've got to find a way to get it. Even if it's just a little bitty keychain moose, I'm going to find him another moose.
I like that. And we can steal something else. Like you said, there's plenty of stuff in Michigan.
Right. And not enough things bolted down, apparently.
No, we don't bolt anything down.
All right. Well, do y'all have anything else to add about how people can get in touch? Any membership resources or new chapter resources?
Yeah, we're going to be coming out. We're going to be working at kind of cleaning up some of the library and the materials. We do have some good resources that are in there right now, including new chapter checklists. We're going to work on, we have another document that working on that has some common problems that chapters have and some solutions. So there is a lot of resources out there. Like I said, sometimes the library can be a bit overwhelming, especially if you haven't used it before. So definitely use the people first. Reach out to your state team. You can reach out to me. My email is enock, E-N-O-C-K, at jciusa.org. And we'll put out all the contact information for everybody on the committee as well, so that you can easily get in touch with them.
And for me, I'd say, even though we're still kind of cleaning up the library, it's a go to the library and just take a look at the things that are in there, and just prepare to spend some time looking at what's available. Even if you don't fully grasp everything that's there, just looking at the headers and the folders and kind of digging in for 15 or 20 minutes will really show you what's possible in there, and it'll save you a lot of recreating the wheel. I know a lot of times when people are planning a project or getting ready to start an extension, they say, oh, we're going to have to make that document or figure that out, or what did you send to somebody? Please send me all that. It's all in the library. There's so much good stuff in the library. It just takes a little bit of looking for it.
Right. So yeah, and if you want something in the library and you don't see it, definitely reach out to one of us and we can make sure it happens too. Because there are some things that aren't in there, but most everything is.
Yeah, we're here to serve the members. So if there's something you want that we don't have right now, let us know about it.
We'll make it.
Make sure that we're meeting your demands, and we're here for you. So reach out to me anytime.
All right. Well, no, Monica, I'm not, where is there a Cleveland, Michigan? No, Midwest. Oh, your region. Never mind.
Oh.
It says the region convention. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not going to that one. I don't think. No one's invited me. I don't know when that is, but.
Are you talking about like the Region 5 convention or something?
I don't know. Monica says, are any of you going to the Midwest region convention in Cleveland?
It must be the Region 5, I think, convention. I don't know. I don't know of that one, unless you're talking about the Mid-America.
Maybe, but
I thought that was in St. Louis or something. I don't
know. Shoot us messages later, Monica, and we'll figure it out. But we will let everyone go tonight, and thank you for joining us. Next week, let's see who I have next week. Next week I have Leadership Development Director Heather will be joining me, talking about state presidents, and I think she's going to bring a couple of y'all on. Actually. Yeah, she's talking. Monica says she's talking about the one in Cleveland, Ohio. It might be the wrong with the exact name. Mid-America. She's talking about. Okay. I'm not planning to go yet. I've not been invited. That could change if someone invites me. You know, I like to travel. So.
But I do recommend anyone that's in the Mid-America Institute to attend those Institute meetings. Because again, it's in person, getting to exchange ideas. You can't beat that.
Right. And the Institute's usually a lot easier to travel to than going to a national convention or something. And you're still meeting a good group of people, a good many of people with ideas and tips and stuff to share.
Yeah, because chances are, if you're going through an issue in your chapter, someone else in this organization's been there too, and they'll probably have some good advice for you.
Yep. All right, you guys. Well, thank y'all for joining us, and we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks.
You guys are the best.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.